Cincinnati, you now have clearance. We're go for landing. Sterling Construction's Exxon TV is now on the air. Here's your host, Sasha.
Hey Cincinnati, it's great to be with you here again on Sterling Construction's Exxon TV. We have another great show planned for you. We're going to check out part 2 of my interview with John Waite. Also, Sean's going to take us downtown to the Ivy Lounge. We got Amish Steve, and he's going to introduce us to the world of racing like he always does. But up first, we've got Don with The Life of Riley. He's going to introduce us to famous Hollywood producer Jim Anatoly. It's all coming at you exclusive, and right now, Sterling Construction's Exxon TV.
Guys, we are here, Ultimate Air Shuttle, The Life of Riley. Jim Anatoly, film director, Hollywood producer. How you doing, Jim?
Doing good.
First of all, we're going to talk to Jim right here in local Cincinnati, where Jim makes most of his films.
Well, the idea is to make films in Cincinnati so that people can actually work in Cincinnati and film in a real role as opposed to just supporting kind of roles. And that's why we made Artworks here. And the great thing about this Ultimate Air Shuttle is now there's a quick way to get to New York where everybody can pronounce my name as opposed to LA, which they can't. So this is good. This is a good spot.
He's Italian, guys. He's Italian. Jim, tell us a little bit about how you started your career here in Cincinnati as a filmmaker. I mean, I know you've made some great films. Talk a little bit about your first film, if you don't mind.
Well, the first film was Artworks. And we did that many years ago now. It's been a while. Late in life, obviously I didn't start when I really wanted to, about 30 years ago, but never gave up on the idea of making a film.
Awesome.
And it was one of those things where a client from P&G, Jack Brown's his name, just sat me down and said, if you really want to do this, let's figure out a way to do it.
Wow. And you guys put that together with a very tight cast?
Basically, put together a film that was tight enough that could show off Cincinnati, show off the various areas and homes, but keep it tight. And it was actually inspired by a true story. We changed the characters around and made the protagonist a female. And we're lucky enough to get Virginia Madsen to play the lead.
She's brilliant. Brilliant.
And you were, of course,
I had the honor of being in the film.
Sporting guy.
Exactly.
Sporting. He ate salads in Nicola's restaurant during a whole day. So it was a long time, and got to see the back of his head because I'm the director, of course. You have to position people right, and the back of his head, it's really, you ought to turn around and let him see it.
Yeah, exactly. Tell us a little bit, Jim, about working with Billy Ray Cyrus. I've heard a lot about him in the industry. Was that a pleasurable experience for you?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And when my casting director first brought him up as a potential lead in Flying By, I did balk a bit because, you know, he was on Hannah Montana. It was his first year.
Sure.
But then I listened to his music, and it was good. So he wanted to meet, and we agreed to meet. And went to Hannah Montana's set. I met Miley and everybody on that set. It was fun.
If I remember right, because we've had this story before, you actually went to Billy's house, right? I mean,
I did, yes.
Yeah,
my
awesome.
Producer and I did.
That's awesome.
And it was, it was a beautiful house in Toluca Lake, and Miley's running around. She was running around just like a little teenage kid.
Only here, exclusively on The Life of Riley, we're talking to Jim about his new project. You're going to hear it first right here. Jim, tell us a little bit about your new project you're working on.
Werner's Turn is the name of the new project, and this came to me through a friend.
Wow.
Good story, like most stories people have. Developing it into film's another thing, and his name is Chip Werner, and it's a story of a guy who grew up in Cincinnati, kind of at a private school, but rebelled against his father, who was headmaster.
Wow.
Becomes a cop, moves with his wife and kids to Massachusetts, Cape Cod. He eventually becomes an undercover cop with the Massachusetts State Police. And he does a great job. He loses his wife because of his alcoholism. They move back to Cincinnati. He ends up ready to indict 42 bookies.
Man.
Unfortunately, they were Whitey Bulger's bookies.
This guy was a shaker and a mover, wasn't he?
He was doing a great job, but unfortunately, the FBI the Massachusetts state cops, the legal system was all working, they were all working together. And he gets indicted for stealing cocaine from an evidence room that he didn't do. He goes to jail, he almost dies in a car wreck, and gives up everything because he wouldn't cooperate. And he drank for about 10 years till his kids put him in a rehab place where he rehabbed and got sober, and he stayed there until a couple of years ago.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, you guys are still friends to this day, right?
We're good friends. We have lunch every so often. We talk all the time. He gave me the rights to his life story. And we've gotten it to the point where it's we have a funding group and sales agents ready to go if we can just attach a lead actor with foreign sales value, because this is approaching a $10 million budget. So we're in a great spot, but you always need that little seed money up front, whether it's $500,000, million, $2 million, just to prove that you're real.
Guys, you're catching this right here first on X on TV, The Life of Riley. I mean, this is exciting stuff.
And Don's got a role, by the way.
Absolutely.
He's in there.
That's going to be awesome.
As soon as we fund it.
Yeah. And I think you told me I'm going to be playing a cop, or?
You're a good cop, man.
Yeah.
You have to do a little bit of a Boston accent, but we'll work on that. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I got to do what I always wanted. Not everybody gets to do that.
And most people don't get to do that in their lifetime, so
no.
you've accomplished that. Well, we just want to thank you for being on The Life of Riley. I mean,
I'm glad to be a part of your life, buddy.
Absolutely. Okay. And we are excited to see where you're going. And stay tuned, guys, because X on TV is bringing this right to you.
John, welcome to Cincinnati.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Oh, you are just legendary, spanning over 4 decades.
It's an incredible thing to look back on all that time and be still here. Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's amazing. So you're a country fan and a bluegrass fan, I heard.
Well, yeah. I mean, being British, everybody loves country in England. They did when I was a kid. It was all cowboy music and Marty Robbins and Ride in the Range. And so it really was. You're a kid. It's all cowboys and Indians. And that turns into rock and roll. So it was a beautiful thing. I was raised on that. All my aunties especially loved country and western, and I remember hearing Brenda Lee for the first time, which was kind of like pop country, and Hank Williams when I was about 8. But the Rolling Stones are very much about country. I don't mean like I'm going to run off and start playing banjos. It's just a great form of American music. It's like an indigenous form of music. So Hank Williams for me is like a great American poet in some ways, So I've always noticed country, and working with Alison Krauss was great. Doing Missing You Again as a duet, that was a tremendous thing.
Now, was that for your album or her album?
Both.
Oh, okay.
We came simultaneously, and so it was great. I mean, I got to see Nashville from the inside. I backstage at the Opry and meet people like Larry Sparks and Del McCoury. Some really major talents that people wouldn't normally consider mainstream at all. They're more of Alison's world, which is a far more historical world of music, less pop.
So time has changed. You've been doing this for a long time. Social media is so, it's just a part of who we are now. And for you, I know you have a Facebook page, and I'm your friend. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And what's that like? I mean, over today, you put a post out there and over 300 comments and people just loving you. I mean, do you love having that relationship with the fans?
It's hard to resist, because if somebody emails you and says, hello, I've got your album, I think it's great, or I don't think it's great, you feel compelled to sort of answer, Or if somebody's having a bit of a rough time and they email you and they want to say that they can relate to a piece of music you've made, I remember when I met the people that I thought a lot of in the past, they always spoke to you. The people that I really admired turned out to be really great people, and the people that really didn't have that much depth wouldn't talk to you, or would just sort of go like, hey, how you doing, and then sort of disappear. So going the extra mile is only an extension of being a musician and sort of being in contact with these people. So yeah, in answer to your question, it's pretty easy.
It's easy and it's awesome, and it's great. I love it.
Doing it. It surprises me the amount of people that listen.
Well, one more thing I want to ask you. I really like to get to know the artist, and aside from music, and when I was doing some research, I saw that you had started watching Breaking Bad, and so did you get to finish the series?
The whole thing. I downloaded the whole thing and watched it over like 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I did, because I caught it all on Netflix. And
I didn't even watch like when it was on TV. I wasn't actually watching it on TV.
Right, me too.
I missed the whole.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
So in the end, you know, you're going to bed with an iPad, and it's.
And you don't have to wait another week for the episode. You can just keep on going.
It gets kind of creepy.
Ooh, I know. After the first episode, I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
So that's over now. Better Call Saul. Are you going to try that one out?
No, I watched that. I thought it was pretty good. I was kind of in the beginning. I didn't know if it was going to work out, and then after the first episode, it suddenly.
Yes, I was kind of at the end. I'm like, okay, I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
So one more thing then, you know, talking about AMC. What about The Walking Dead? Are you a fan of zombies?
No, I haven't
What's your
seen
take?
that.
No.
Well,
the one person in the world,
you know,
everybody, the one person in the world hasn't seen The Walking Dead, John Waite. I love it. So you're not really into zombies. I don't need to ask you all about that.
Those days are gone. You know? I mean, I try and stay awake these days. But yeah, and I watch anything, I read anything. If it interests me, I kind of follow through. You know, I read the papers, I watch HBO, I sort of read a lot of classical stuff. I listen to classical music, listen to folk music, everything really. It's either good or it's not. So I try to stay focused on the stuff that's going to excite me and keep me in the game.
This is so, I'm just sitting here in my mind thinking, I can't believe I'm sitting here.
Well,
so
that's very nice.
Thank you. Thank you
God
so
bless
much
you.
for coming to Cincinnati, and we just wish you the best.
And nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Clinton Fields with Sterling Construction. I've been serving the tri-state for 22 years, and this home behind me is an example of what I can do for you. Sterling Construction replaced the siding, gutters, soffit, and fascia. So let us bring your home or business to life. Call us today for a free estimate or visit our website. Sterling Construction, creating the home of your dreams.
So if you listen to Amish Steve and his radio show, you've heard him talk about the Insane Outlaw series and these championship belts. Well, you know what? I want to know what's causing all this. What's the big deal with these belts? Well, lucky for us, he had a banquet for his Insane Outlaw racers this past year, and he's going to show us what's causing all this right now on the X.
We've got some of the fastest small tire cars in the United States that will come to Thornhill, and some of the baddest bracket racers around. Guys think you know. You don't know, but you're going to know. Because we're about to break it down. Mike Foss, you told me you laid claim to this one right here. You might take them both. Double winner. A lot of tire changing going on. John Crowder, the champ, Scotty LaBelle. These are the championship belts for the Insane Outlaw Series. Right here. And until the last race, I'm the champ of both classes. So I will pack these belts very proudly and represent the Insane Outlaw Series.
So will Amish Steve remain the champion of these Insane Outlaw belts? I don't know, but you can find out at their next race on September 19th or check out their Facebook page for all the information.
Good night, Cincinnati. Hope you have a great night's sleep and feel rested and rejuvenated when you wake up in the morning. If not, come see us at Bond Furniture and Mattress Galleries, the real sleep center in Cincinnati. Here yesterday, here today, we'll be here tomorrow.
Mike, thank you so much for taking time out of a busy day to talk to us about the party that's happening every night here at Ivy. I know you have a big team that you manage each and every day. Tell me a little bit about what you guys do to set up this party night after night.
Setting up the party night after night, it all starts with the vision. It all starts with the vision of what the city wants, of what you want to cater to in your venue. And then once you have that vision, you carry it out to the team.
Every time I'm here at Ivy, it's a different scene night after night. So how do you keep up with all the current trends that are happening?
I like to try to stay young myself. You know, it's a lot of market research, a lot of listening to the people that come in. You know, no opinion do I ever turn away. I'll lend an ear. You know, if you have a suggestion, I'll listen to it. You know, we'll bring it up in the meetings, we'll discuss it. You know, we'll do a lot of research of what goes on in bigger markets of ours. A lot of traveling, trying to stay ahead of the curve on, you know, what is the popular food stuff, what is the popular cocktail, what is the popular music trend, just what's going on, and try to stay 1, 2, 3, 4 steps ahead of everybody at the same time.
Well, talking about staying young, I know that you're an avid motocross fan, and you actually compete at the championship level. So how's that energy sort of translated into how you work in these venues?
I would just say it's the determination. It's just, you know, waking up and just 100% going after it all day, every day. You know, with the motocross stuff, that was something I did growing up and did race professionally for 6 years. And after I retired from professional racing, I got into the bar, restaurant, hospitality business, you know, from Las Vegas to back to here and everywhere else. And now back into it now as like a vet racer and going after the nationals. It's that determination. It's that constant drive of to be better, to train harder, to ride harder. And I just take that in and put it into this business.
And that better product and that determination that you're talking about is really evident in what you're doing new with your chef here. I love the food options. It's brand new here at Ivy. So tell us a little bit about what you can get when you come in overnight if you're a little hungry.
Thank you. The food here is designed to go to be small bites, to be, you know, on the tapas trend. Everything from ahi tuna tacos to carpaccio to caprese salads, just the small bites. You can come in 3, 4, 5 people during happy hour, order 4 or 5 things, everyone share, or come in before you go catch a show at the Arnoff, have a couple bites to eat, a couple cocktails, or even before you go to dinner at Jeff Ruby's, come in, grab an appetizer, and then go over there and have your meal for the night. It's just designed to share. You know, to be sociable, have a couple drinks, small bite to eat, and then just enjoy the atmosphere.
So Mike, I know that you have the task of managing several different venues throughout the state of Ohio. Tell us a little bit about what the average day looks like and where those venues are.
Myself and my partners here with Peerless Management Group, we do have 3 venues here in Cincinnati, 3 up in Columbus, and 1 up in Detroit. So it is a lot of stuff we have going on. Down here in Cincinnati, we obviously have Ivy, where we're at here today. We also have Mint over on Fountain Square. Mint's open 7 days a week, 365 days a year. With Mint and Ivy, it's a little bit of the same because of the culture of our company and how we take care of people and the service and how everybody knows your name. But at the end of the day, it's different venues, different aspects. You know, with Mint being open 365 days a year for lunch, happy hour, dinner, nightclub, wow. And then Ivy, you know, is open 6 days a week for happy hour, lounge, you know, your more upscale, throwback music on the weekends. Not the club banging lights on the weekends, but more of a sit back and relax and have a conversation like this versus Mint on the weekends. Tables are out, people are dancing, strobes in your light and your face and everything. But Mint also has the other side of the lunch and happy hour and dinner too. So it's a little bit of everything.
And both Mint and Ivy, I know, have the world's premier DJs. How do you make that happen? How do you bring that talent here to Cincinnati?
It's a lot of work. a lot of emails, a lot of text messages, and a lot of early mornings late.
So Mike, who do I ask for? How do I get the best of the best here at Ivy and Mint?
You don't have to ask for anybody. Our philosophy is everybody's treated as a VIP guest. Bartenders, servers will introduce themselves and everybody will get to know your name.
We're here in the entertainment district in the heart of downtown Cincinnati with Mike Mercer of Mint Martini and Ivy, only on the X.
Back to school, gotta have a car, or the kids won't know where you are. You've got an easy down payment at Time Auto Sales.
They just made that down payment a little easier at Time Auto Sales. For a limited time, take $200 off that down payment. Just tell them you heard the ad and you'd like $200 off, please. Time Auto Sales on US 25 next to the Richwood Flea Market, or Time Auto Sales in Latonia.
Hey guys, stay tuned. More X is coming at ya.
Hi, I'm Clinton Fields with Sterling Construction, and this is the tip of the week. Let's say, for instance, you're mowing your grass and a lawnmower hits a rock and busts a piece of your siding. So now you got a hole in your siding. The best way to take care of this is to find a piece of siding that's behind the bush, take it off and use the faded piece to where the siding is already faded so it matches up. Now when you get a new piece, you install that behind the bush. That way nobody knows anything happened. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the tip of the week. Thanks for watching X on TV.
You're not going to believe what we have for you today on Horsepower on the X. Amish Steve's going to take you to the legendary Horsepower Sales Turbo Terry Smith engine builder. Going to take you inside the dyno room. Inside, I said, not outside, inside. I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you, let you see what 2,000 horsepower feels like. You're not going to believe it. Next, it's coming up.
Horsepower on the X with Amish Steve. brought to you by Kill Care Raceway.
I'm Steve, Turbo Terry Smith. How you doing, brother?
Good to see you.
Let's just do a walk through your shop here real quick, man. Give me a rundown for the people out here that don't know what exactly you do behind the scenes so we can find out exactly what's going on here at Horsepower Sales.
Well, what we do is we machine and fabricate and manufacture racing engines for drag race, oval track, and the marine market.
Marine market's big, I understand.
It's pretty big. Yes, it is. Pretty large market.
So from what I hear, you're a world record holder with your marine engines.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Okay. So and not only in that, how many Wallies have you won? NHRA Wallies this year?
This year, we only won one.
I'm doing a little bragging for you, I guess, here in front of the folks. So I know not everybody can just walk through the door here and get behind the scenes and see all this equipment, and there's top secret stuff right here. So you're only going to find the top secret stuff here on the X. And your start here, what are we doing here?
This seat and guide machine, this is where we machine all the cylinder heads for the valve jobs and everything. Of course, over here is just typical fabricating stuff, welder, bench lathe, grinders.
So the big thing that's moving on into racing stuff is LS Next. Are you up on that?
Yes, okay. I do have one over here in the hone if you'd like to look at it.
Yeah, so let's walk over and take a look at that.
The LS Next block is a block that Dark Manufacturing, Richard Maskins came up with. It's basically a better mouse trap than the LSX block that was out there that GM produced, which was a good block.
Right.
It still is. This thing can take brutal amounts of horsepower. The cylinder walls are 300 thousandths lower, so you can get more stroke without uncovering the rings and the pistons. It's just a brutal piece.
Good turbo motor?
Very good turbo motor. Matter of fact, this is it's going to be a supercharged engine, and it's 6 bolt holes per cylinder versus 4.
Yeah. So the head won't lift.
Correct, which they do have that issue.
Right. Just a quick question, man. What's the biggest cubic inch motor you've done?
In here, 847.
800. And what, can you give up those numbers, or is that top secret?
It's 1,850 horse.
Ooh, NA?
No, it's sprayed.
Sprayed?
Yeah.
So for those that don't know what NA is,
naturally aspirated would be all engine, and
sprayed would be with nitrous.
Yeah, I think the best NA on the pump's been right at 1550.
So breaking records right here at Horsepower Sales. How about that, brother?
Yeah,
let's go into the assembly room and check it out. So Terry, I see it's a big block Chevrolet. Tell me a little bit about what you've done to this one.
These engines here, this engine here and this engine here are for ACHA. Hydroplane engines, which go in these boats right here. They run mile and a half course circle track circuit. Really large in Canada, second largest spectator sport behind hockey. So big following up there, and we build probably 18 of these engines a year for select teams.
The three major things that make an engine run. Tell them what it is.
Fuel, air, and spark. The more fuel you can burn, the more power you'll make.
Where we're going to end up, basically, these motors that you do and you've done now that we've kind of been following you on, is we're headed over to your dyno room. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so for the folks that don't really know what dyno is, can you explain what a dyno does?
A dynamometer is an engine testing machine that measures horsepower, torque. It gives us a lot of tuning capabilities to let us know we're going in the right direction or the wrong direction, and it's been an invaluable tool. This is the engine that I showed you earlier in the other room. This is it done, completed. We're getting ready to make some dyno pulls on it, and we've already got it warmed up and ready, so it won't take much. We'll be making some noise, and I'd like to invite you and Kent, if you are man enough, to stay in here with it while we make a pool and get a little bit of excitement.
Brother, never call a country boy out, because I can do it.
Yes, sir.
I'll do it right here. Twist that bad boy up. I'm ready.
What do you think, fellas?
Woo-wee! Don't ever call a hillbilly out to stand in front of an engine like that.
Did you like that?
Kent, what is that?
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake, baby. That is off the chain for sure, man. You are the horsepower man. That's Horsepower Sales. It says it right there.
We try.
Horsepower on the X. I can't believe what just happened here.
Let me introduce you guys to Rick Warner with RWAtickets.com. Rick, thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, thank you very much.
And we did not plan this whole matching concept, but it looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Look at the pink. I love this guy. Well, listen, can I just say, without you, I would have never met Richard Marks. So thank you so much.
Grammy winner. He's a super guy.
You bring the most fantastic acts to the Tri-State. How did you start doing this?
Well, back years ago, my wife and I go to a lot of concerts and met a lot of people, and I thought, you know, I could do this. And people need a complete night out.
And that's what you offer.
That's what we offer, and the majority of our shows are dinner and concert shows, and the people really seem to like that complete package. We make them affordable, so it's a complete evening. You get a nice
It's intimate
dinner.
too.
Yes,
you know, it's
very
intimate.
much,
It's like, wow, I can see them, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I could just touch them, you know, touch the artist.
Yeah, it's up close and personal, and we like to do that, and the artists that we bring in like to do that. So, we've had so many different
Tell our viewers some that stand out.
Little River Band. One that really kind of stands out, was very unique with us, is that we actually did a show with Davy Jones from the Monkees a couple years prior to him passing away, and that was an interesting show. But we've done Marty Stewart, we've done John Michael Montgomery, and then we also do some shows at some of the other venues around town. We've done shows at the Florence Freedom Baseball Stadium.
Oh yeah, what a great place.
Styx, Montgomery Gentry, Night Ranger, 38 Special.
Oh, I love 38 Special.
I'm a frustrated rock and roll. I could not be a rock and roll singer or a guitar player. I live my rock and roll fantasy.
Yes, I love that. And
through being a promoter.
Well, and let's not forget Eddie Money. I got to see him over the summer.
Yeah, Eddie's done quite a few shows, and a lot of the shows we bring a lot of the people back. We've done some shows 5-6 times. I've done John Waite. I've been doing shows with John Waite from the Babies and Bad English for 10 years.
So you're forming relationships with these people that you have always looked up to and loved.
They're friends, yeah.
And what do the artists think of this type of concert?
They like it very much too, because it's kind of so exclusive that they don't get to do this, especially the dinner concert concept where it's so close. And they love the interaction with the fans. And a lot of the bands that have been around for a period of time really like the fact that they can get up close and personal with
their fans, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes you do a meet and greet too.
Yes, the artists, sometimes we have VIP meet and greet packages that they do prior to the shows. And then a lot of our artists will stick around after the show, sign all kinds of merchandise, autograph things, take pictures with a lot of the fans that come to the show.
Wonderful. Well, check out RWAtickets.com for more information and just to learn about how awesome this is.
If people come to the website, let us know who you want to see.
Oh, okay.
Now, we're in that niche of, the big bands that play the bigger venues. We don't compete with that. But if there's artists that fit our venues from anywhere from 500 to 3,000, let us know.
Oh, amazing.
We would love to do
well,
that.
I'm telling you right now, Richard Marks, bring him back, okay? Yeah. I was drinking a little too much that time I met him, and I'm embarrassed, so I need to...
Richard's on the hit list. Yeah, Richard will be back at some point.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Rick. Check out the website. Thank you. Oh, what a great show, you guys. I love working with you guys and traveling in the Tri-State. It's so fun. We sure hope you had fun. You're going to want to tune in next week because we got Don with the Life of Riley talking to Nick Pierman, who's a horror film producer.
Oh, it's going to be off the chain.
It's amazing. And Sean's taking us down to Main Street for Lucy Blue Pizza.
It's going to be so delicious.
Yum! And then we got the brother over here, Amish Steve, taking us home to the track.
That's right. Insane Outlaw Series is going to put you inside these cars, 1,000+ horsepower. You won't believe it.
It's going to be so fun. Okay, all right, boys. Can we give it to him? Only on the X.
Sterling Construction's X on TV thanks you for watching. Join us next Friday and every Friday as we shine the spotlight on you, the Tri-State.